Welcome to The Explainer. Today, we're diving into what researchers are literally calling the most dangerous financial illusion in America right now. We're going to look way past that shiny, innocent-looking pay in 4 button you see everywhere to uncover the real hidden costs of buy now, pay later apps. So if you've ever been even slightly tempted by that easy checkout option, well, you definitely need to hear this. Section 1, the pay in 4 illusion. Let's just jump right into how everyday apps like Klarna, Afterpay, and Affirm are actively manipulating our perception of cost. Because it's not just a payment option anymore. It's basically a masterclass in behavioral design. Okay, picture this. You're scrolling online and you decide to buy a $100 pair of sneakers. Now, normally, your brain registers the full weight of spending $100, right? But with these apps, your brain suddenly just sees a $25 cost. It feels like magic. You get this $100 item right this second, but you only feel a $25 impact today. But make no mistake, this isn't magic at all. It is a highly engineered, carefully designed psychological trap. And you know what? It's a trap that is working brilliantly. Just looking at the landscape right now in 2026, over 95 million Americans are hooked on these platforms. I mean, just think about that number for a second. 95 million people swiping through checkout, totally convinced they're just utilizing a smart, interest-free installment plan. They genuinely think they're gaming the system. But it's honestly not innocent at all. When you look at the staggering data compiled from LendingTree and the Consumer Financial Protection Bureau, the reality is super harsh. A massive 41% of users have already missed at least one payment. Let that sink in. Almost half of the people using these apps are falling behind. That is a gigantic red flag, showing us that the system is engineered against the consumer, not for them. Moving on to Section 2, the psychology of paying. Let's look under the hood to figure out the dark psychology of exactly why we behave the way we do at checkout. Retailers and neuroscientists both intimately understand a concept known as the pain of paying, and it's a literal psychological distress. Think about it. When you physically hand over $200 in cold, hard cash, it genuinely hurts. Your brain registers that transaction as a real, tangible loss. And this pain, it's actually an evolutionary defense mechanism designed to stop you from just draining your resources. But look at what happens when a buy now, pay later app steps in. When an app seamlessly breaks that $200 down into 4 easy payments of $50, your brain completely bypasses that pain filter. All the friction is just gone. You get this massive dopamine hit of acquiring the brand new item today while entirely pushing the financial reality and the stress onto future you. Which brings us to a really fascinating way to view this entire industry. Buy now, pay later is not some groundbreaking technological innovation. It is artificial financial anesthesia. It literally numbs your natural financial instincts. Companies like Affirm and Klarna, they aren't actually in the tech business. They are in the impulse buying business, and they are directly monetizing your lack of friction. Section 3, the credit score trap. We're entering the harsh reality phase of this explainer now. Because if you thought buy now, pay later was a clever way to keep your credit score perfectly safe, well, I've got some bad news. The days of this being a consequence-free loophole are officially over. For years, we lived in what you could call the loophole era. You could borrow money on these apps, completely ghost a payment, and the major credit bureaus literally wouldn't even know. But sitting here in 2026, the reality has completely shifted. Major credit bureaus and FICO have fully integrated buy now, pay later data into credit reporting, meaning a tiny forgotten $35 payment on a fast fashion Zara jacket can now actively destroy your chances of buying a house, getting a car loan, or securing a good interest rate. It's wild. And honestly, it gets even darker when we look at what people are actually buying. Folks aren't just using these apps for cool sneakers and jackets anymore. They are utilizing them for pure day-to-day survival. A shocking 25% of users are now using Pay in 4 just to buy basic groceries. 1 in 4 people are splitting their grocery bill into monthly installments. So, the absolute crucial point is this. When you find yourself having to finance eggs and milk over a 6-week period, the illusion is completely shattered. You aren't hacking the system anymore. You're not being financially savvy. You are officially drowning in the system. The debt cycle has caught you. Section 4, Breaking the Debt Cycle. Now, this explainer isn't just about pointing out the trap, it's about showing you the exact way out. We've seen the psychological tricks, we know the credit damage, so let's slow down and focus on how you can reclaim your financial power. To step out of this cycle and start building real wealth, you have to ask yourself a pretty hard question. How do you outsmart the very algorithms that were designed by billionaires to keep you broke? Well, it takes a deliberate, conscious shift in your behavior. So here's your actionable escape plan based on the research. It basically comes down to 3 rules. First, adopt the pay in 1 rule. If you cannot afford to pay for the item fully right this second with a debit card, you simply cannot afford it, period. Second, force yourself to face the real price by deleting the apps from your phone and unlinking your saved cards. You've got to put the friction back in. And third, institute the 72-hour cooling period. Let's look a little closer at that 3rd rule, because it's a real game changer. Implementing a 72-hour cooling period is incredibly effective. Next time, right before you hit complete purchase, just close the browser. Walk away. Wait 3 days. Because 90% of the time, that intense spike of impulse dopamine will completely fade away, and you'll realize you literally never needed the item in the first place. I really want you to remember this. Do not let a beautifully designed tech app dictate your financial destiny. It's time to stop being a passive target for big retail algorithms and start stepping up as the chief financial strategist of your own life. You are in control of your resources. They aren't. As we wrap up this explainer, I want you to reflect on this final thought. Are you currently using these apps, or have you somehow managed to stay away? Let me know your experiences in the comments below. I read every single one. And if you're ready to break the cycle and take control, hit subscribe so we can keep building real wealth together. Thanks for hanging out for this explainer, and I'll catch you in the next one.